Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Mac Jones, preseason week 3, locked in. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Mac Jones. I'll be honest, I didn't even know what team Mac Jones was on until somebody asked for it, and I had to look it up and Google it. Right here, we're going to take a shot on a double move. You know, I love the fact that Mac Jones is throwing the ball down the field. I don't necessarily love this decision. It's not an easy throw. I'm sure if he had to play it over again, he would probably work it inside out. So I'm used to when you get these kind of, I'll call it double moves. But if this is the play, we're going to stutter and come up here. It's essentially all go up there. The timing of it is a little funky. If I catch true 2, I'm thinking inside out, 1 to 2. If I catch quarters, I'm thinking more one-on-one outside the numbers to the backside. But if we catch any iteration of palms, cloud, this guy wants to get involved, it just seems that's a difficult throw. So you're going to come out here and pump it and throw the whole shot. And again, it's always easy when you turn on the film and the inside guy is wide ass open. But just look when he makes that decision. So pump and then throw. And the other thing I would say, and I feel like I talk about this on damn near every other pump situation here, is as you pump as a quarterback, you might think you're pumping the player who's looking at you, and you are. But really the route has to beat him because you're responsible also for the near safety in almost every instance. And in middle field open or split field coverage, this guy's going to be right on top of that. And that's why I say oftentimes versus middle field open looks or middle field closed looks with a post safety, when you pump, you've got to be able to get it up and down before the safety. Well, it's the same in middle field open. Now that safety's just way outside the hash, pushing the numbers, and he's going to close on that thing. So, a more catchable ball here, and that safety probably makes a play. It just is an unnecessarily difficult throw. And again, I think it burns a little deeper when you look at the inside route, and it would have been a big chunk on the seam. So just felt forced, felt predetermined. I will say just watching Mac Jones, and it's been a minute, but this film will kind of show the same thing. He's never looked like a guy to me that is very comfortable in the pocket for whatever reason. And maybe you've been hit one too many times, didn't work out well pass pro wise in New England. But right here, this just felt forced, felt predetermined, couldn't finish the throw. Whew. Next one here, really cool little designed long trap action. We're going to come and bluff that now or quick screen up top, hit that kind of bluff slant going back in before you get to the curl defender. So quick play fake, you see the guard go, left guard goes, and that's going to pull the linebacker, second level players, create that little hole. I think the wide receiver makes this throw look worse than it is, if I'm being honest. So bit of a unique design here as far as the 2x2 formation. We're going to stack this group. So we're going to fake that quick screen, now screen, whatever you want to call it, smoke, bluff, and then run that slant. And, I'm not sure exactly what they want to do pass pro-wise here, but they're pulling the guard, but they're also blocking the tight end. I would say normally you'd want to get 4 out here, and then probably on the backside, all you're going to have is like a little in. So there's not a lot of great options here if this window isn't here. Now, again, you can see here the immediate kind of bubble that this has created in the defense. So when we go to pull, so the offensive lineman pulls, the second level linebacker types, they step up, and it creates this big void for us to then be able to take it and put it right on him with this little bluff. You can watch him kind of come off like he's going to block, and then we just slip right in there. So it's a well-designed play. This is, I wouldn't say a very, you see plays this well-designed in the preseason. Whoop, right off him. And again, the wide receiver makes that throw look low. It's not perfect. I don't think we have to go down It's not necessarily like a baseball slide situation. Catch it, get some yak going on that thing. But I love the design. I like the formation with the stack. We're pulling the guard. The only thing I would add here is probably normally you want to get the tight end out so you have something else on the backside if it isn't there. Next one here, 3rd and 5. Now we start getting into the, what I would classify as some pocket weird decisions is the nicest way to put it. Some looks uncomfortable in the pocket. So get sacked, chalk off the field by yourself. You be the judge here. Does he have to move up? Does this feel panicky in the pocket? Does he think he's going to go run there through that lane? Maybe. Maybe he just doesn't know himself. We'll talk a little bit about the pass pro and kind of how he ends up getting down here. But this to me is one of those things where we just need to be able to read this thing out. Now, there are a few things that I don't necessarily love. I'm going to call this a flood concept down here to the bottom. So when I think of flood, I think of a deep clear, some sort of corner deep out, and something in the flat. That's like a traditional high school Harry flood. What a lot of teams seem to be doing now is from the 2, running the clear, whether that's an inside fade or clear. Now we're running the sail or circus corner out from the number 3. And then the number 1 is either running like a burst or like a short in. So at the end of the day, concept wise, once you understand the play, it's clear, corner, something in the flat. But how they get there is a little funky here. So could he come out and put it right here? Yes. Could he hold on to the ball and potentially throw it here? Yes. Is the pocket movement strange? Does it look, I say this lightly, panicky? Yes, it does to me. Just stay in there and put it on the number 1 down here to the bottom. Reading this thing low to high. Or if you got more time, sit in the pocket and throw it to the number 3 right there. And again, the reason that I don't like this play, the play design like this, is because this number 2 takes longer to get through this clear. So when it takes longer to get through the clear, this corner now can kind of hang and muddy this picture that should be this. You see it come open eventually, but to me, this corner, because of the design of the play, is kind of hanging here because this guy gets rerouted and it takes forever. So they're kind of like all in the same space. So the spacing of it just feels funky. So again, I'm not saying it looks great down the field, but we could certainly throw it to the underneath guy for a first down. Hitch throw. As opposed to thinking we're going to hitch and take off and run and become like a dual guy. And then pass pro wise here, you see a lot of chips in the league. So watch the back here. Normally you want to, if you're going to come out here, chip and get into your check down, great, love it. What you don't want to do is screw the tackle. So he usually knows that you're going to chip. So you're essentially like a barrier here. What you don't want to do is he's engaged, he's blocking him, and then the chip knocks him off and essentially gives him like a turbo boost to the quarterback. You can't do that. And that's kind of what the running back does here. And again, it's preseason. You're going to see some bad pass pro. But this is not the chip we're looking for, right? You see how he knocks him off of him? That's a bummer. And again, Mac Jones, hitch, stay there, throw. Maybe a different type of quarterback sees that hole and takes off. That hasn't been you up until this point. Next one here, another rough pocket movement rep. So this is a panic check down skip. And you can tell he's disappointed with his body language. The comfort level from the pocket, if Mac Jones ever has to play again, is really the first thing I'm going to be looking at. This is a dumpster fire rep. There's no way. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's a dumpster fire. You can't Tebow a check down like that. That's brutal. Now, it's a very similar concept to what we talked about last time. As far as down here, this is a little bit more scissorsy versus flood. I think of flood as this, as more of a go flat. This to me is more scissorsy, where we're going to come out, go post. I think they run corner from the number 3. And this guy either does a little flat or return or whatever. He's something in the flat. I think up top they have a little curl and the check down. Now, you might not like anything, and the check down might be the throw, but we can't get out of there in the pocket like this. This is just not the look any quarterback wants. Right? There's no reason to go here. He doesn't even give it a hitch. He's hitching and running. And then skipping that thing is brutal. I'm not sure there's necessarily anywhere to go down the field, pushing it down the field. But you could probably come out here and throw this thing underneath to the right, or you could throw the check down by setting your feet. But you can't get on the move, bail, essentially exit early out the front door and spike a check down. Holy moly. Next one here, 2nd and 4. Little short motion down here to the bottom. We're going to run a little quick out. I like this decision. I like just getting a completion, seeing it go through the net. I think Mac Jones here looks decisive. It's not the most dynamic throw in the world, but it's to the wide side. It's on time. 3 no hitch here. Driving that thing, it looks good. It looks like a, thrown with a little bit of velocity for someone who maybe doesn't have the strongest arm in the world to come out here and drive this thing. Now, again, it's quick out season, right? And, every system is going to be a little different. To me, on this little like spray quick out, if it's a version of smash, then I could understand the 3-step. But if we know we're going to throw this, I think most teams would run either 2 or 1-step here to get the ball out quickly. And why I harp on that is because when you throw it and it's 3-step or even 3 no hitch, you catch the ball on the sideline, you really don't have an opportunity to make a move, as opposed to throwing it on time. And even if I hate the route, you throw it on time. Now you can spin up, make something happen. You have a little bit more grass on the sideline or turf on the sideline. The timing of this, I get it. If he's trying to throw the corner and that corner just gets so much depth that we throw it to the quick out. But again, you catch it on the sideline. Right now, you don't have a chance to make a move, and it's we get a first down, but it's a 5-yard gain. So again, the connection between what we're trying to do, the footwork, it's always part of playing the position. Let's assume that he's doing the correct footwork for what they're asking him to do. 3 no hitch. It looks nice, rhythmical. All his cleats in the ground. Drive it. Put it right on him. Well done. Next one here. This is one of my favorite throws of the day. We're going to throw the up top, the little corner or deep out. We play with a little anticipation. Nice job. I think Mac Jones has a little bit of a tendency when he's going to his left. It's a little bit harder of a throw. We get a little bit more drifty, a little bit more leany to the left. The ball kind of dies on us. We're less accurate to the left. But still, this is a very nice job being able to play this play with anticipation. And that's the first thing that jumps off the film. The next thing here is just be able to read this thing out, put it right on him, a little low, high. You see teams have run this forever, whether it's a true out or more of a rolled corner. It doesn't really matter. You can just see here when he throws it, though, he's got a little sink at the end as opposed to, a little bit of like firm drive it right up on his face, pushing that thing vertically with a fastball outside the numbers. And again, I think he could help himself with the top of his drop being less drifty, leany. But I'll pause it right at the top before he lets it go so you can see the anticipation. He's tapping it right there. Right there, he's throwing it. And again, he's not out of the break yet. So well done with the anticipation. Just the, that acceleration, that torque, that explosiveness to be able to drive the ball, I don't think has ever been his strength. But again, we'll just watch him at the back. Kick left, clicky, right? Narrow base, leaning left, moving left. Ball dies on you a little bit, usually goes to the left. Next one here, touchdown pass, bottom of the screen, a beautiful back shoulder. I love the rhythm, the base, the footwork, the ball. Everything about this play is outstanding for Mac Jones. The footwork is outstanding. Great base. Again, short side to the right, a little bit easier. That is a beautiful throw right up on his face. Go up, jump, body that thing. Got it. Again, watch the base with Mac Jones at the top. See how there's no heel click? I mean, that is beautiful. This is a perfect. Drive that thing, all his cleats in the ground. You can see the matchup down here to the bottom. Press, one-on-one outside the numbers. You like the matchup, back shoulder. Give your guy a chance. Beautiful ball. It's just a really outstanding job. So you can see here, he's certainly got the ability to do this. I think you just want to see it more consistently. And again, that to me, this ball looks firmer, like he's driving it. It's awesome. Next one here, 3rd and 3. Now this is a little iffy of a rep. We're going to rip the spray quick out down here to the bottom versus 0. Now we get the first down. It's a very nice throw as far as the ball location. I would guess this is not how you want to do it footwork wise. It looks like he kind of hezzies this thing, has some wasted movement at the back. but he makes up for it with a little bit of velocity and accuracy. So first here, just watch 0. And there's 4 out, 4 in coverage, all playing man. Okay, you want to rip the spray out down here to the bottom, the little spray quick out. I just say spray because he kind of widens this route. Again, we've already seen him go 3 no hits, right? When he was working it with a corner, more smashy. This time he goes 1, and you can see kind of the Peyton Manning, not necessarily just the feet moving, which you just don't see very many people besides Peyton Manning 25 years ago doing. So it just looks like they're not quite on the same page. He doesn't trust it. You can see that just kind of like, and again, this is living on the edge, because if you miss at all inside, this thing's 6 the other way. So the throw, the accuracy makes up for it. I think the trust, the timing, the ability to be on the same page as far as footwork, all those things could make this a little easier. Again, just watch that little wasted movement with his feet. Da-da-da. Right? Da-da-da. Now beats the free runner because he's going to take a shot if he holds it any longer. We're hot. 0. It's a beautiful ball, though. First down. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, the courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives in my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offense available for you. So hop over there, check them out at the new Quarterback School website, theqbschool.com. You can hop over there and ask me anything, a really fun interactive feature that allows you to dive into the library of content available through the channel. And then finally, make sure to follow me across all social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, we're going to throw a speed out, a little spray speed out up top. We're going to miss this thing out in front. Now, I think a lot of coaches would say, hey, this is a good miss. You don't want to miss this behind the receiver because it ends up being a pick 6 the other way. But this is also a throw I think he could make. Again, I've already alluded to the fact that going to the left, he looks like he's a bit of a leaner more than anything else. So what I mean by that is when you hit your back foot, you're not going to necessarily have all your energy in a perfectly straight line to exactly where you want. But I think you want to do your best to kind of stay within the path that you're generating your torque, your force to go towards the target. What you don't want to do is step to left field and then fall off this way. That's going to make this throw significantly harder, and it's already a very difficult throw. So speed out to the left, spray out. We're trying to rip this thing right here. What you definitely don't want to do is throw it behind him. So if you're going to miss, this is a spot to miss. But again, you be the judge here on what you think he's doing at the back end as far as, is he generating the force that he wants in the direction he wants to go? To me, it looks like he's bailing out to the left, stepping to the left, falling off to the left. And the ball, guess what? Goes to the left. The other thing I would say here, just watching him throw, and it's hard from this angle. Maybe we'll give a better angle from behind. The other cue that you'll hear a lot that I really like is trying to keep your eyes level. So the less head movement, the better. So as you kind of fall off, if you get a lot of head movement one way or the other, the ball's usually going to go that way, left, or if you're moving to the right, going to go to the right. So trying to keep those eyes as level as possible is a nice reminder way to do it, to be able to think, okay, instead of, I'm going to the left, I'm going to all my energy going to the left. I want to stay still and just rotate around my body, just rotate through it, as more opposed to, hey, I'm going left, I'm falling off left, I'm leaning left. So he's got a lot of head movement here too. So not only is he stepping left, he's head's moving left, and the ball goes left. We almost hit a cheerleader. So again, this film is not always the best film to watch for these kind of like little nuanced details. But again, just looking at his helmet here, to me, he's moving that thing a lot to the left as opposed to trying to keep your eyes still and just rotating around that front side. Again, we can make that throw. Next one here, another rep of Mac Jones not looking comfortable in the pocket. So we're going to be hot down here to the bottom. The right tackle's on a big squeeze. We're going to throw the flat hot to the bottom. We got to be able to hook that up. And again, you can tell he's disappointed in himself. it just doesn't look comfortable more than anything else. It's not that he can't make this throw. Okay, it's not an easy throw, but it's not a difficult throw either for a round one NFL quarterback. But it just looks out of sorts as far as the tempo that he's playing with his feet. He looks a little jittery. He's backing up, right? I mean, he doesn't get hit here. Just find a way to get that thing off, put it on him, play the next play. And this is what it looked like and what my memory is of New England and Mac Jones. It just, there were a few games where you just could not make sense of what was happening in the pocket. I think it was the Dallas game off the top of my head, but man, it was probably too soon for too many New England fans. If both these guys are blitzing and the right tackle has what I'm used to calling a big duel, so he's got the most dangerous of that, you're going to close the door on the inside gap and the free runner is going to be right here. We've got a hot answer right into our face. You just set your feet and throw essentially a glorified screen here. As long as you don't have like a cloud corner down here to the bottom to blow up the flat. So boop. And again, just, you be the judge on what Mac Jones looks like in the pocket here. I think it's even worse from the end zone. And again, that's a throw we've got to hit. So we're skipping checkdowns. We're overthrowing flats when we're hot. Just tough to make sense of that, that kind of pocket presence right now. But we bounce back, 3rd and 10 right here. We throw a dot to the number 3 up top, the new number 3 on a corner. They got a little scissors looper return going on up top. Catch closed man, corner wins. Beautiful throw right on him. This rep looks totally different, right? He looks poised. He looks under control, looks calm in the pocket. Sturdy, great base, puts it right where he wants. I mean, that's a beautiful throw. It's just kind of, when you look at it holistically, it's all over the place as far as the performance. But man, the highs are really nice. So again, we're catching closed here. Man, what I'm going to call scissors here, post. Here's where the ball goes to the corner. Really nice throw. Then I think they run some version of like a looper return here. So he fakes out and comes back in. So, scissors, version of flood, however you want to describe it. Initially I'm thinking, hey, we're probably not going to get the leverage we want to the corner versus middle field closed. But if he wins, meaning he takes the outside leverage and wins, it's going to be a great hit. So nice job on that route. Nice job getting the leverage. Better throw from Mac Jones. Right on him. Boom. And that's beautiful. You can see that thing play out. If it wasn't there, you got the backside in down here to the bottom. So, beautiful throw. Everything except getting in the end zone right there. I love it. Maybe you could say, hey, get lined up at the top of the drop. He eventually gets there. So his feet there. Instead of there, for me, I would want that. But he eventually gets there. This base is outstanding. When he's calm, comfortable, and looks like this, I feel like that's when he's at his best. When he's panicky, when he's a little hot, it's tough. Next one here, 2nd and 10. This is a nice job from Mac Jones here. So right here, the running back is going to blow his pass pro. Whoop! Mac Jones makes him right, though. I think, any sort of like added layer of being able to create or extend when things go wrong is a great trait for a quarterback. I don't associate it as a strength for Mac Jones, but right here, he makes it work. So the running back takes an L, but he's rewarded with a completion and a nice little chunk. Now, the other part about this is even if we were to play this out, so even if, let's pretend like the running back comes over here and blunts this pressure over here, down the field here, this spacing stinks. So I'm calling this a deep flag or pylon, and this is probably supposed to be a sail. So I'll draw it up what it's supposed to be probably. We come in here in, and you kind of have this spacing like this. What happens in reality here is he tries to go over the corner, and now we're just too close to each other. So there's not going to be anything there regardless. So nice job that it works out like this. I love the fact that Mac Jones made this thing work, found a way, didn't make a bad play a disaster, instead found a way to make a bad play a good play, which is a awesome trait to have in a quarterback. But looking down the field, you can see the spacing, right? Like that's not it, guys. So running back whiffs. It's right in our vision. He doesn't panic, right? We've seen him kind of get a little happy back there, maybe bail a little early. This time he sees the L right in front of him and is able to make a play. So, woo, put it right on his face. Completion. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 2. Now this plays out like a touchdown pass to the number 1 up top. I'm guessing it comes back because on the stat sheet we only have 1 touchdown pass with the penalty flag up top. This to me, even though it's a touchdown, I don't think it's a rep that Mac Jones necessarily looks great on. I think power pass here, we're trying to get the ball to 81, the fullback in the flat. I think it's probably there. Now, I will also say that this play, in my opinion, is most often run more as a goal line play as opposed to a short yardage play. And what I mean by this is, however you want to call this, I call it power pass, but then the only reason I call it power pass is because it's supposed to look like power. So when we come out here, you're going to bluff, and then we're getting into the flat. Now the offensive line is usually full sliding away, and usually the ball goes right here, 1. Now, normally this play is played with something else showing up in this area, whether it's spot, whether it's shallow coming across, that's usually number 2. But in the goal line, sometimes they'll run it where it's bluff into the flat, 1, and then we'll have like this crosser going to the back pylon as a potential 2, and then we'll have kind of double crossers coming from the opposite side. So it'll be here, front pylon, here, back pylon. Now, you running out on the field like this, who's who in the zoo, I can't tell you what the hell they're trying to read. I would say if this was how it's normally read, 1 to 2, I would say you come back over here and throw the shallow before you throw this. So for me here, just looking at the film, this is open and this is open. Now it works out, it's a touchdown, it's a penalty, so the football karma gods are all over him. But man, this is one of those ones where it's 3rd and 2. You're calling it for the flat right there. Just throw the flat. Once that corner gets any sort of depth up top, it might not be there right there, but you haven't even given it a hitch yet. Get to the top of your drop and throw it to the fullback up top. And then if you're going to flip back around, throw it to the shallow. But obviously it works out here. Maybe they're calling it for this, and I'm totally off my rocker, and it's designed perfectly. And good for Mac Jones if that's the case. I just doubt it. Okay, so I'd rather see him play the play that's designed to be played if it's there. Make the easy plays look easy, as opposed to Now again, it works out, but you can see the shallow. If you don't like the fullback, let's pretend the fullback is not open. He's not originally, but then he gets open later. You come back, and usually it's the shallow. See the shallow happening first? To me, it's just more open, and the timing of it is usually would be before the over. Now, it doesn't take away from the throw and the finish. That's great, but whew. Next one, 3rd and 7. Thought this was a nice job by Mac Jones. He's going to end up finding the slot up top on what I'm going to call like an inside hook or sticks route. It looks like he's got shock down here to the bottom. Doesn't like it. Goes to the backside hook, drills it for a 1st down. Now, I might not love the fact that he's bouncing backwards as he's doing this, but he makes it work right here. Looks powerful. Again, to the right, feel like he's got a little bit more juice, a little bit more comfortable driving the ball. So no to the left, back across, puts it on him. Now, this is an interesting combination of routes as well. I kind of like it. So shock to me is locked hitch by the number 1 down here. Inside fade by the number 2. And then usually a stick route here. This might even be more like jukey or city, kind of over the ball. And then on the backside here, it looks like they're running inside Hank. So locked hitch or smoke out here. So I like this play as far as just like, this looks like a great closed man side. This looks like a nice zone side. You got options, you got multiple runaways potentially. If you love this kind of inverted Hank look up top, pairing it with inside fade is pretty sweet. It kind of looks like Hoss wide juke as well to the bottom down here. It presents essentially to the defense up until this point as Hoss wide juke. They don't know if you're running seam, inside fade, hook. So a cool little variation off a presentation that a defense sees a lot is always a cool scheme thing for me. Gives the quarterback multiple options and answers. I love he goes left to right. And again, watch his footwork here, kick back. He makes it work, gets through the read, throws it right on him. Nice 3rd down conversion. So like the scheme, like the execution. Don't necessarily love the technique to get there, but he makes it work. And again, I think it looks more powerful than he normally looks. So no, whoom, generate a little force from that back hip. All his cleats in the ground right there, driving that thing, even though he's not going right to the target, puts it right on his throat. Outstanding. Last one here, a bit of a bummer. 3rd and 2. I love me some 13 personnel super wing. Big play action shot. This is a little bit unfortunate for me. I don't love this play call at this position in the field, and I'll talk about why. But everybody runs this post cross, post deep cross, post low cross, however you want to describe it. You got multiple tight ends there. You got great pass protection. I think it's a decent ball. It's a nice play from 41. The reason that I dislike it this tight, so what are we at, the 22? So if we're going to come out here and run what I'm calling post with this deep cross, right? Everybody runs this play. The reason I dislike it this tight is because they have a post safety here, but he's not necessarily worried you're going to throw an over-the-top post from the 20, right? Like you would have to throw this high back 5, and you just never see that ball thrown. So he's able to essentially just hang right here in the middle of the field. He's looking right at Mac Jones, and he feels this thing and makes a nice play over the top and gets his hand on the. And on the backside, they've got this invert replace to go play the post as well from the corner. And again, I feel like I say this every other video, but these safeties and DB types are just getting so much better at passing off these types of routes, which used to be big hits. I think right here they do themselves no favors because he's not threatened by a post over the top when his feet are almost in the end zone. So again, watch this safety right here drive on this crosser. And I don't think there's anything Mac Jones could do here. I don't think there's a great option. You're not going to throw the post, out the back line. And again, it doesn't help that 18 is jogging down here to the bottom, in my opinion, right there. You got to run, homie. You got to run full speed. Now, I will say I've been around some teams that will run their posts when you get down inside, say the threshold is like the 30 or the 25 or even the 20, where now instead of running traditionally, if you're going to run to the goalpost and you have landmarks like near hash, near post, now all of a sudden that becomes a back pylon throw. And if that becomes a back pylon throw with kind of a crosser to the front pylon, now this plays better. But what this guy's doing here as far as coming up and running a traditional post and then just chilling right here, it's not for me. So there are little kind of details I think you can add to this play to make it a little bit better if you're going to call it down here from the high red. But right here, that safety's not threatened. He's just sitting on that crosshair, goes and makes a play. So hard for me to put anything on Mac Jones. It's a great opportunity potentially for a touchdown pass, 3rd and 2, aggressive, 13 personnel, ripping a big play action shot, but it's never there. And he makes a nice play. So that is a wrap. Mac Jones, preseason week 3, a bit of a Mac Jonesian performance all over the place. There were some nice throws. I thought the touchdown throw, the back shoulder, the corner throw with anticipation, outstanding. I thought there were some nice accurate throws to his right more than to his left. But when you turn on the film and you see the uncomfortable way that he's playing from within the pocket consistently, whether it's leaving early, whether it's, not settling our feet, whether it's being uncomfortable on hot throws, whether it's skunking checkdowns, just too inconsistent to think that that type of performance is ever going to thrive consistently on Sundays. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he, has a great opportunity to go out there and play whenever that opportunity comes next. But man, you would love to see him just kind of come into his own as far as comfort within the pocket to play at his best level of football. Because I think he's got flashes of really, really good. You just need to couple that with a little bit more consistency, a little bit more pocket comfort, and then that'll give him the best opportunity to thrive when that next opportunity comes. Regardless, thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.